This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling Podcast.
Okay, ready?
Betsy!
Marcy!
How are you, dude?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
It is the best time of year.
Spooky.
We're
Spooky.
Officially in October.
Yes, we are. And today it's raining and cloudy in LA, which is very rare, and I love it.
And let me tell you, I had such a psychic week.
Well, this is wild because we were texting last night.
Yesterday, we both did like
saw psychics.
Yeah. You went to a tarot reader.
So
a palm reader.
Well, she did both. She came and did our improv show.
Oh, Bangarang?
Bangarang.
That's so fun.
We had a psychic come on, and then after the show, she was like hanging out. I was like, "Would you read my palm?"
Oh, cool.
And she did. And it was pretty like accurate.
What did she say?
Well, she started off.
Or do you want to tell me?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Because it was all very accurate.
Okay.
She started off saying, "I have big, full mounds." Yeah. Which is like this area. That doesn't help the listeners, but
It's
kinda,
like at the base of your thumb, and
all of these are mounds.
It's like where your fingers, like the little pads of your
paddings,
hands.
Yeah. And the base of the thumb mound represents me and my relationships. She says it's very strong, but I'm very choosy when it comes to relationships.
I agree.
Which is very
choosy moms choose
very
Jiff,
yeah.
and Betsy chooses her friends wisely.
Yes, yeah. You gotta be Jiff if you're gonna be my friends. And then she said my lifeline is very good.
Great.
And long. I was terrified she's gonna be like,
it stops.
You better go have some fun tonight because you're done. My family line is very strong, and she's like, you're very close to your family, yet you remain very independent.
Yes.
And you do your own thing, which is 100% correct. Of like, I love my family, but I also do my own thing.
Yeah, you're not like
I do my own thing. My heart line, I think it's called Heartline.
Okay.
Or health in general. She said I'm very, very healthy and I'm doing everything right.
She's a bad psychic. You're falling apart.
But I will say she's like, yeah, so you're taking care of your body, except you are overweight. And
you were like, did you see
don't-
that on my hand?
I was like, that's not on my hand. I promise you that's not on my hand.
My hands are the thinnest part about me.
And then she talked about how I'm very, very creative, and I'm also super adaptable.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm super adaptable, which is true. I'm
You
down
do.
for whatever.
Anywhere you put a Betsy, you're going to enjoy a Betsy.
Anywhere you put me, I'll be good. And then she talked another part about somewhere up in my fingers and mentioned that I was fat again. And I was just kind of like laughing, like, oh, okay, cool. And then she mentioned that I want to be a leader, but I also don't want to be too overbearing.
Yeah.
So I like to kind of lead in more subtle ways, which I think is kind of... I don't fucking know. I like to kind of just do whatever.
Yeah, maybe that is it, that you like to lead in subtle ways, that like you're like, well, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and you guys are welcome too. And that's sort of how, because you're not like, you're never the kind of person to be like, all right, everyone, we're doing this, but you do like organize stuff and you're like, we're doing this, and it'd be cool if you wanted to come. Yeah,
come.
So that sounds right.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
That's
the way to translate. I was like, ugh.
But when your hand says you're fat, does that mean there's no other option? Like you just have to be fat?
No, so when she was up in the fingers and mentioned me being fat again, she was like, do not gain any more weight and you'll be fine. And I was like, what? And she was like, you seem to be like staying at this weight. And I was like, yeah, for the last
you seem to be
8
this
years.
fat for a while.
Yeah, for the last almost decade. I'm fine with it. Are you, lady?
She was like, just
but
don't
she was just
get
like
any fatter, you fuck.
pretty much, which also was like my last doctor's appointment. Some creepy doctor kept making fat jokes, and I was just like, hey, man.
B-roll are so weird.
And then I went back to that place, and they're like, oh, he's no longer with us. And I was like, good, because he shook my hand for too long.
Ew.
You know what I'm saying? And then, okay, but then real quick.
He gave your fat finger.
He gave my fat, ooh, yeah. But then she, I don't know, touched this bottom area of my hand.
Like, sort of like on the side of your hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, where you would make a fake baby's foot.
Fake baby's foot. Remember doing that?
Yes.
And she said, you're a writer. She's like, keep writing. Which I kind of am.
And stop gaining weight.
And maybe not like writing, but like you're a rider, like a bike rider. Don't stop riding a bike and lose some goddamn weight, you moo cow.
Thing.
But it was cool.
That's
I've
really
never had
cool.
it done. Yeah, I had never had it done. It was pretty accurate, even if it's kind of more generalized of like her getting a vibe or something. It's pretty accurate. I'm just glad my lifeline is not ending.
Yeah, me too.
Soon.
I would have to find a replacement friend and co-host.
Friend and co-host.
And teammate.
Yeah.
You've plugged too many holes for me.
Okay.
I need you.
Okay, I need you. So what happened with yours? So mine was pretty quick, but it was kind of fun.
Well, okay. So I had my friend Beth Newell, who's been on the podcast from Reductress. She had been recommending this psychic for years. She like was like, this woman's amazing. And I'll give her a good shout out. Her name is Gemma Deller.
Okay.
Her website is gemmainspires.com.
And she's cool with that?
I'm sure she wants people to.
I don't know.
Right?
Aren't there some that are like...
Well, she's got a website.
Okay.
So,
oh, yeah.
So you
then
can go check out her
wants-
website. And if she doesn't want to deal with you, she won't deal with you.
There we go. That's Gemma.
Anyway, so we scheduled... It took me like 3 months to book this.
Really?
And it's pretty expensive for like a 20-minute session. And we did it over the phone.
You talking like $1 million? It
was $1 million.
Ooh, Marcy, worth it.
I am broke as shit. I'm going to be paying that off for years. But she... immediately was like, oh, your grandfather's coming through. Well, first immediately she was like, your energy has been making me smile all morning. She's like, you have such a high energy. Like, she's like, you and I are very similar and we're going to just fly on this phone call. So,
great.
Which was really great. And I really did like feel like I was talking to an old friend. And my grandfather came through, or she was like, but you don't call him grandfather, you call him like papa. I was like, papa, and she's like, okay, great. And then she's like, and then he's connecting to your mom, who's like Mary Lou. I was like, and then she said Marilyn, which is my mom's name.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, there's another like female around that's coming through, but not as strong of a personality as his. And like, he's doing so great. Like, he's living as big of a life on the other side as he ever did.
Oh.
And then she was like, also, she's like, a dog is coming through. She's like, this dog, she's like, I see him in The Wizard of Oz. Does that make sense? And I was like, my dog's name was Ozzy.
Oh my God.
And I got chills. And she was like, yeah. She's like, so he checks on you, but you have a new animal now. It's not a dog. And she was like, he fucks with the new animal. I was like, I have a cat.
And your new animal scratches you and is mean to you.
Ozzy was mean also. He
was you love a mean animal.
He was sweet to us, but he'd be the kind of dog I'd be like, don't pet him, he bites.
Oh, yes, okay.
Because he gets scared of people. Yeah. But he would trick people and like roll over on his belly and be like, you'd be like, oh, he wants me to pet him. And then he'd be like, I gotta bite you. I'm sorry.
Ozzy.
But he was like just a dog that came, like both of them were just dogs, are like both Bo and Ozzy are just like street animals that came and stayed.
Oh.
So Ozzy comes here and he visits Bo and he fucks with him. And she was like, has your cat acted weird? Like something's been up in your house. And like, and I was like, oh my God, I've told the story on the podcast about how there was something that plays with Bo in my roommate's room, opening the closet doors and stuff. She's like, that's Bo. I mean, that's Ozzy.
What?
And Bo doesn't know the difference between a live dog or a dead dog.
Whoa.
So, and then she was like, this was so crazy actually, that she was like, someone else coming through, much younger guy, is the name Jake familiar? And I got so scared because that's my brother's name.
Oh.
And she's like, is he passed? I was like, no. And she's like, maybe it's a friend of his, and that's why I'm hearing the word Jake. And then she was like, there's someone else with him, another young guy, and he was like, he raises his hand and he says, I'm the funny one. And I was like, I have two friends from college that were in my improv group in college that died like 2 years apart, Jacob and Cubis. And I was like, that's them. That's so crazy. And then like, yeah, it was just crazy. But that was just like her,
God.
like, that was just her like sending messages. And then she also like mentioned a friend who I'm not going to mention on this podcast. And she was like, someone wants to send them a message because they're really like they're having a hard time. And I was like, and that really sealed it. Cause I was just like, there's no, like, even if you looked up my social and could find out information, like, but like my friend, this thing specifically happened to my friend. And I was like, oh my God, I'll tell you off air. It was just crazy.
Whoa.
And she was so great. And she gave me like such like great motivating talk. And then like, she was just like, it was just so fun. And I loved talking to her.
Oh my God. That sounds cool.
And she was just like, look, you are overweight. You don't have to be. You can be whatever you want to be. She's like, and you don't have to diet to do it. You just have to manifest it.
Whoa.
She was like,
let's do that together. You want to manifest it?
She truly was like, look, I eat mac and cheese and I lost 80 pounds this year. And I was like, I'm into it.
Okay, I'll try that.
But she was like, I eat organic and drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
But she was so dope. I enjoyed her so much.
Awesome.
And then I did a past life regression last night.
What have you been?
No, it was like,
or what?
It was,
what were you, or what?
My friend Beth, who I was just talking about, she happened to be in town and she was like flying out, but she was like, do you want to do this with me before my flight? And I was like, absolutely. So it was a big group meditation.
Great.
And
kind of what like Jenny did.
Yeah. I think it was a little like, I would love to do a one-on-one or like you and I do one.
We need to get someone on this.
I actually kind of love the dude that did it. I'll have to like get his name because I thought he was kind of cool, but like it felt like it happened so fast.
Yeah.
But I did like one. Okay. So in the meditation at first, like before we started going into past lives, like when he's just like teaching us how to like kind of like, because he's hypnotizing us a little bit.
Yeah.
That like I was like, I'm in the ocean, I'm a fish.
Were you a fish?
I think I could have been a fish at some point, but like I was like so.
What if you're the fish that grew legs and started it all, baby?
I feel like I was a tropical fish though.
Oh,
like I was
that's
like,
fun.
Yeah,
Party
like,
fish.
Clownfish.
Yeah, Dory.
Hell yeah. So, but then when we actually went to it, like they were like walk down these steps and like mine were like weird. I was like, this isn't working. Like I can barely visualize it, but it wants to be like a rope bridge, but you're telling me it's steps. And so I'm walking down and it was just like into darkness. And I was just like into darkness. And as he's like guiding us to the first locations, it's like so dark I can barely see. And then I walk through what seems to be like a very, very old battlefield.
Oh my goodness.
There were like, I want to say like rudimentary cannons. It wasn't.
What is rudimentary? Like just like older?
Like older than what you imagine a cannon to be.
Whoa, okay.
But like, so I kind of placed it in like the
just a dude throwing a rock.
No, like a cannon, but like I kind of placed it in like 13 or 1400s. I don't know. I don't know when cannons were invented. So like I was just sort of like imagining that. And then I was walking through a battlefield, but no one was there.
Okay. And
I walk home to like this. I like live in the woods. And but also like while I was being like guided down, like down deep to like your past life, like there were like weird little fucking troll guys. Like
what?
And I like knew I was like in Germany, like, you know, like if you see German art,
yeah,
like those like weird trolls.
I know those
with, like,
trolls you're talking about.
But these guys had like red eyes, but I wasn't afraid of them. So I'm like walking past this battlefield. I walk through the forest, and then I go to like there's an opening in a field, and there's like this tiny little shack, and it's like you walk in, like the furniture is like just wood and tied together. Like it's very like. Yeah, like it's old. It's like almost medieval or before.
Yeah.
I want to say like it felt like kind of like Ottoman Empire, the fall of that time. And I think so. I say like Germany of what we know now, but maybe. So I walk into a house and I'm trying to visualize like who's sitting with you, having a meal, who's sitting with you. Mm-hmm. And there's a little girl, but I could barely see her. And I felt as if all my family was gone.
Oh,
like they had all died. Like so many of them had died. We'd lost a lot of people. I was very frail and small and like, but like, you know, like a tiny, beautiful lady. And then like, I had like a moment where they're like they're just walking you through different things. And I see a scene where like, I know I have a romantic partner, but I can't actually see him.
Okay.
It's so weird. Cause I'm almost trying to make out his face, but I can't. Oh. And then it's like, he goes away. And then I later give birth in like a barn.
Oh my God.
And then I jump forward and there's like still no one else around. It's like, it was like he wasn't really a part of my life. He just was like passing through. And then, so I'm washing my toddler child in a stream. And some creature, and in my visualization, it looked a little like an alligator or something.
Ew.
It grabbed my baby. And then I started to cry. And then I like move forward in time, and I'm taking care of other people. Like I'm just like kind of like a village care. Like I'm like a nurse of some sort. Like that was what I'm just always like nursing people. And then we jump to my death.
Oh no.
And I'm surrounded by people, but none of them are my family.
Yeah.
And I know they're not my family, but then I pass and it's peaceful and nice, and everyone's very sad. Like there's an old woman in a church, like crying, weeping for me. But it was just like, I was just like a woman who like roughed it alone, tried to take care of people, and life was horrible. My baby got eaten by a creature. So I was just, and then they're like, wake up, how is everyone doing? And they're all like so high energy. And I was like, that was dark, dude.
Your guys is pretty fucked up.
One lady
Your
was
baby
like,
didn't get eaten by an alligator?
One lady was like, I was Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Whoa.
And I died of influenza. And then we looked it up this morning.
No,
like,
she didn't.
She didn't die of influenza.
How'd she die?
I don't know, but not my friend Beth was like, that's not how she died. Anyway, not to be shitty about other people's past lives.
Shitty, man. No.
But it made me like really want to try it again, and because I had such a hard time, like it was like it moved too fast for me.
Let's do it.
I want to do it.
We gotta get that guy on here.
It was really cool. But yeah, so guys, why don't you send us your stories if you have some like really
any fun psychic stories, past life regression. I mean, of course, your classic ghost, paranormal, whatever.
Hometown
Send
folklore.
them our way.
Send it to funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Yes, and please subscribe, rate, review.
Tell your friends.
But thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, we are so excited to welcome a guest today.
Yes.
A fellow podcaster.
Hell yes.
And writer. Jim Perry.
Oh, yeah, Jim Perry.
Whoa.
Wait, where are you right now, Jim Perry?
You know, I'm on the beautiful and mysterious Oregon coast right now. That is where my home base is now. Not a lot of people know that, but I moved from Seattle recently with my wife and my dog.
Oh.
And we came down here in the land of Goonies.
Oh,
so we
great.
were right there in that mysterious location.
Wait, that is like, this right now is the coolest time to be there, too.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my
most of the
God.
tourists are gone. You feel like you have the beach again to yourself. You can kind of just wander endlessly on these sort of foggy beaches for just miles and miles. It's awesome. It's fantastic. The food starts getting a lot better. And the weather is, I don't want to spoil it for people, but the weather on the Oregon coast in October is fantastic.
Ooh.
So
we're
enjoying.
Awesome.
We're enjoying a lot of time outside. Yeah.
Oh, good.
I really love Oregon so much. I think it's the most beautiful state possibly.
It's really awesome. I love it so much. Portland.
I'm partial for sure, considering that, I grew up here too. And before I lived in Seattle for about a decade or so, I was down here, and I've traveled a lot for work and for Euphomet. And the people here are so nice comparatively to a lot of other communities and a lot of, especially let's not start comparing Portland, Oregon to other metropolitan areas. People are so nice in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
And the weirdness is a caveat to this sort of friendliness that's present and this openness that's there. It's real. It's real magic.
That's so cool. I don't mean to brag, but people are pretty nice in LA because they are worried you might be someone important. And I don't mind.
That's very funny.
That is very true. Yeah.
Tell us about Euphomet.
So Euphomet is a podcast about the unknown and our relationship to it. That's our little tagline. Because essentially it's a story podcast, audio documentary format about the people whose lives are affected or revolve around the paranormal. So it's less about the paranormal in particular. It's less about that haunted place. It's less about that phantom, that ghost, and more about the people that are on the other side of that are dealing with these experiences or how this stuff has really affected their lives. So it's really a personality feature. And it allows me to go and fly out to all of these random locations and spend way too much time getting bit by mosquitoes in places like West Virginia. And really getting to know, breaking bread and getting to know these folks who have experienced absolutely phenomenal, outside of belief, beyond rationalization, experiences that defy all of their expectations in life, and then getting a little taste of that myself on these adventures, which has been truly fascinating and scary and provocative and everything in between.
I gotta say, this is that's what Betsy and I dream of getting to do. Not full time, but we would love to tour around.
Oh my God!
That's such a dream.
What a dream! What's one of what's one of the more special, I guess, places or people does that make sense? What's one that really sticks out to you when you're describing to somebody what this is? And one time I went and did this.
I always, there is one that always pops to the top of my head, and that is when I had to climb a Red Rock mountain in search of a vortex with the former UFO lawyer, Peter Gersten.
Whoa!
So Peter Gersten, a lot of folks remember him from Art Bell. He would call in, he would be a guest. He was the first guy to file a lawsuit against the federal government in relationship to the Federal Information Act. So, this guy is an OG in terms of the paranormal and in terms of UFOs and research and trying to obtain disclosure. At some point, he shifted gears. His perspective in terms of what his relationship with our reality is really changed. Folks listen to this change happen on the radio, on the AM and FM waves with Art Bell, and through some of the things he was writing online. And essentially he moved from sort of maybe a nuts and bolts perspective on UFOs and extraterrestrials, etc., to a much more holographic perspective. And so the nature of our reality is that of a video game sort of thing. And Peter essentially jumped in with both feet. He saw synchronicities that led him to this notion that Sedona was the place he needed to move. So he moved to Sedona. He sort of picked up these signals and signs and information from these synchronicities that led him to the belief that a vortex is attainable to enter on the top of Bell Rock in Sedona. Yet, just like any good game, any good version of a video game, etc., there's challenges in place and there's rules of engagement. And so what I was able to like sort of go in and dive into was his world of where he had a certain amount of people that he had to lead to the top of Bell Rock in order to unlock this portal opening at some point in which he could jump into. And long story short, essentially save the world from this virus that was developing and affecting our holographic nature. So,
Jim, you're scaring the shit out of me.
This is wow.
Okay, so think about all that for a second, and then think of being on the top of a red rock mountain in the middle of a desert.
No.
And so that sticks out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Truly is like one of the scariest things I've ever conceived of.
But, listen, he's a very sweet man, and he was very awesome. He was very kind. I had my assistant producer, Chelsea, with me, and so we got up to nearly the top of this rock. I didn't make it to the very top. I couldn't. There was like some maneuvering, some Mission Impossible 2 kind of stuff where you're kind of putting it comes down to reality very quick. You may be trying to find this portal to this greater dimension, but you come down hard to earth real quick when you're trying to put your feet and your hands into grooves on solid rock, to climb up 10 to 8 feet.
I'm imagining Betsy and I trying it. It would be bad.
No, absolutely no way could. I'd have 2 broken ankles, a pants full of duty. Oh my God, that's wild.
That's so scary. I had a friend that did ayahuasca, and in her trip, she her realization was this world is all like a matrix and a grid, and like everything is like a video game, and I was like, that's bad. Don't do that. You don't want to think that. And there were like evil overlords controlling things, and I was like, no, that's bad. No. That's a bad time.
Yeah.
This is why you don't do ayahuasca in Pittsburgh.
Oh God!
You gotta get
you gotta go to Peru, man. You gotta get out of there. Go to a nice jungle.
Yeah.
Go to Machu Picchu.
It sounds like a title of a great memoir.
Yes. Don't do ayahuasca in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So you also have like wrestling podcasts too.
No, a wrestling league.
Oh shit!
Right? Yeah.
Yes, my brain computed it wrong. I blamed the
your
Overlord.
Video game. Yeah, your Overlord got lazy. It was just like circle.
Yeah, it was just like
I mean, you're not completely wrong. I mean, it has inspired several podcasts of its own.
Nice.
So you are not wrong about that. But yeah, it's a pro wrestling. It's an independent pro wrestling league, or alternative wrestling, as I'm starting to call it. Much like alternative comedy. At a certain point, sort of defied the expectations of what sort of mainstream stand-up comedy did. We're trying to do with independent wrestling. So kind of what you see on TV in terms of that sort of theatrics, we have got a little bit of that. And of course, it's the same sort of thing. It's definitely pro wrestling. But what we try to do is essentially like mature it a little bit. And that doesn't mean that we take ourselves really seriously. It just means that our presentation is that of much more of a nightlife experience. It's essentially pro wrestling for people that don't even like pro wrestling at the same time, serving those hardcore fans. So everybody can come and enjoy and drink and have fun and be adults. And, so it's interesting. They don't write books about how to get into pro wrestling. If they did, they'd probably be one page and be like, you want to lose a lot of money?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And just ... and then into the book. So, it's been very interesting getting into that field. What's interesting about pro wrestling is that there's something there subconsciously that is so esoteric about it. And I don't know if it is the guarded nature of that business. For so long, it was sort of being propagated as being authentic, as boxing or mixed martial arts or whatever. And so with that is a lot of hidden knowledge. And there's almost like a secret school you have to go through, like initiations. Like I feel like I'm a 30th degree Mason in pro wrestling right now, after a couple years in it.
Yeah.
And, there's something that parallels the design of politics, of entertainment, of media, of corporations. There's a lot of parallels between the inner workings and the secret society nature of what pro wrestling is, and some of these other elements.
And
it's trippy.
Do you wrestle?
No.
No. Okay.
Good job.
Okay.
But
if you did, what would your character be?
I would be like a rip-off of Stone Cold Steve Austin, probably.
Good, yeah.
Just a real bad one.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Perfect.
have you ever had like a overlap of the paranormal and wrestling?
Oh, that's good.
To tell you the truth, this might be the most overlap of paranormal and pro wrestling I've ever had in like ever.
Right now?
Oh yeah, right
Just
now.
talking about it
Just
right
talking
now.
about both.
Hey man, we make shit happen.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's not yet a lot of parallel, and what's funny is, listen, I really like fringe art. I like things that are counterculture. I like things that are a little bit divergent from mainstream, but I like dipping into those sets and seeing what I can do with them as brand executions or as creative projects. How can I take something that's like, I don't know, tater tots, like kind of trashy, like how, like, I love them. Everybody loves them, even if they have to like lie about it. But how do we take tater tots and make them like super elevated?
Yeah, like
so that people go,
up.
ooh, tater tots. There's a tater tot drop on Friday, and I got to get there in line to eat these tater tots. How do I do that? And so
yes.
Sometimes I think about wrestling in that way. Sometimes I think about paranormal in that way.
Yeah.
Because we all have seen that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so this is just another expression of that. How can we make tater tots super cool?
Oh my God.
Now, was that just
I wish this was a tater tot podcast.
Yeah, was that just a hypothetical? Because we're getting wet for tater tots
very
over
hungry
here.
right now. That's really cool. I like that. Of just, how do we take this? And I think that's all of art in general, of like, how do we take this thing that's been around and make it now, special and fun and
Betsy
zhuzh
touches
it
me
up.
and I'm going to throw right up.
Oh my God.
But so that leads me to our like question we always open with, which is like, what do you believe about the paranormal? I assume you believe a lot. Although once I did ask R.L. Stine if he believed in ghosts, the guy who wrote all the Goosebumps. And he said
What'd he
no.
He said no?
Oh,
He really ruined my childhood.
Oh, God.
Wow.
That's a
first of
bummer.
all, I think it's amazing that you've got to interview or talk to R.L. Stine. He's just such a mystery in my mind. I guess I haven't gone down a YouTube rabbit hole with him yet or anything.
He literally just, like, I met, like, early days of Twitter, tweeted at him, and he invited me to his house.
Oh, my goodness. I forgot about
And
that.
I went, and it was beautiful and not weird.
You
And
got to go to R.L. Stein's house.
Yeah, and
if he invites you over Twitter, you got to.
he was like, bring a friend so you don't feel creeped out. And I was like, you understand? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like somebody who's 500 years old that just invites people over from Twitter.
No, he's not even that old, and he's like he comes from a comedy background.
Oh, that makes sense. He's good.
That's fantastic.
Even if he doesn't believe in ghosts, he's still awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
But what do you believe about the paranormal?
Well, okay, so it's kind of complicated right now because I just got back from a 3-week stint of taping the show in which I was in, I don't know, 6 or 7 different locations, speaking with just as many people and going on different adventures. And even before that, I've experienced enough that to say I don't know what I believe in anymore is about as substantive a position that I can take.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, I know that things are not always as they appear, and I know that people have stories.
Yes.
And I know that people have these experiences, and these experiences are real, whatever that means, right? So something is going on. I've seen enough to know that something is going on. Something is not as the popular consciousness would inform us. So in that way, my heart and my mind is like really open to a lot of things at the same time. And, people who have heard me on shows and online are probably maybe getting a little sick of this, but I like to always keep one foot in, one foot out. It's one thing I talk about with my friends, the Newkirks, all the time. And with our friend John Tenney, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And 1 foot in, 1 foot out allows us to essentially look at things and have these experiences and sort of give enough of ourselves to them, but also keeping enough of ourselves on the ground in reality so that we can actually, be normal people and not lose ourselves to all of it.
Right.
So
has there ever been a moment when you're like, oh, I want to put both feet in?
All the time.
Really? Yeah, where you're like, this is it. This has to be it. I got to go for it. Ooh.
Yeah, all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'd like to say that, I've been in UFO hotspots before where there's been a huge amount of activity.
Oh, my.
And, anomalous lights that are flying all over the place, that are not planes, that are not satellites, that are, whatever. They are... whether they're ET or not, they're straight up UFOs.
Yeah.
They cannot be identified. And there's been times where I've stood in those fields at 3 a.m. and looked up to the sky and seeing this stuff go on and think, what if I could get abducted right now?
Oh.
What if that was a thing?
Oh my God.
Can I flash something? Can I say something? And then I, head goes back to like Fire in the Sky and thinking of gray aliens, all this different stuff. And I go, okay, I'm just going to go back to bed now. It is a little bit like when you get so close to some of this stuff, it's a little bit like standing on the edge of a cliff or a highway overpass and looking down. And I'm sure all of us have had this very uncomfortable experience within ourselves when you go, oh, it'd be so easy, right? Like, it's so easy to take that step.
Yeah.
And then something happens to you, your survival mechanism, whatever else. Most of the time, this says, what are you doing? Get out. Go have a taco. What are you doing?
Yeah. You got to have a taco.
Right. And you recoil and you go enjoy that taco.
That is always my solution is like, go get a taco.
Betsy.
Fucking chill out. Go get a taco.
Sometimes I slap her across her face and I say, get yourself together and get a taco, Betsy.
It works.
So what's up with Russia? Because in Russia they have all those dash cams. So because they have all the dash cams, like all the cars have dash cams in them, essentially, because I guess they have so many car accidents. You probably know more than I do, Jim, but because of that, you could go down a rabbit hole on YouTube of like these weird UFO like things in the sky that are captured in weird weather phenomenon and all kinds of like crazy shit from Russia. Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy at all. I mean, so firstly, I wouldn't know more than you because I'm not an expert at any of this shit. Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Okay. Lose your damn mind.
All right. So yeah, I'm not an expert in any of this stuff. I'm just like out here anecdotally collecting things and trying to wrap my mind around some of it and trying to figure out how to tell these stories. But you're not wrong in terms of how weird Russia is and how lousy it is with sightings and phenomenon.
Wow.
And you look even to like things within the spectrum of psychic abilities, right?
Yeah.
And even the Russian government allegedly, developing psychic programs for youth and for soldiers. And I think that also geographically, and it's in a very interesting place. For one, it's a huge, that's a huge piece of land. Secondly, I think if one were to look at the sort of the geometric hot spots of that spot, there would be a lot of extra energy available through its proximity to the huge mountain ranges. But it is funny, all those lights, right?
Yeah.
Like, it is funny that those dash cams have seemingly given us so many excellent YouTube examples of anomalous activity.
Betsy, you gotta go check it out sometime.
I've only seen people jumping in front of cars.
jumping
on
in
YouTube.
front.
Yeah, like people for like insurance.
All of YouTube and all of
That's all of the YouTube I know is just people jumping in front of cars. What else is it for?
No, like you mean like in Russia people?
Yes.
That's why they put the dash cams in. They're like, see, he jumped.
Yeah.
But
I have not seen any of these lights and spooky
there's some
stuff.
really great like near miss compilations.
Oh my god!
Of like an avalanche coming down and then like the car like skidding to a stop.
No.
There's a lot of cool.
Okay.
But also like a lot of cool paranormal stuff, and a lot of it could truly just be their government being like, we're doing sneaky stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Like in LA, we had the SpaceX launch this week that was like, we knew it was happening ahead of time because
I didn't.
Last time Elon Musk scared all of LA.
He scared a lot.
Yeah.
He scared a bunch of people at the Greek Fest this weekend. I was at a Greek festival and we were all like, what the hell? And I was like, that's it. We're going to die. But I was pounding a gyro, so I didn't care. It's like, if I have to go, I better have a gyro in my mouth and a big old beer and some fun music. But
a gyro is like the Greek taco.
Oh shit!
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep, there it is.
I'll circle back to tacos.
Oh, tacos, you guys! I'm getting hungrier.
Just need to fold of food. So, Jim, do you have any personal experiences that like you can't explain or that are paranormal?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a ton now, but I think most recently I witnessed my first apparition.
Oh my god! Okay.
Betsy's shitting her pants right now.
Oh god! Ooh.
And it was one of those interesting things that when you have those instances in your life where something happens unbelievable and it's so unfathomable that you can't even like rationalize it. You're kind of like, well, that happened, and you almost like you feel bad because you almost feel unaffected by it in a way.
Yeah.
Like I should have felt differently about that,
Yes.
But that's how I felt. My friend Greg Newkirk came on this adventure with me. We went to this tiny town in West Virginia, which is where the Flatwoods Monster was sighted, which is a very famous and notorious, essentially E.T. contact story.
Really?
From the 1940s. And very strange. If anyone wants to look it up, the Flatwoods Monster looks ridiculous, and you should check it out because it's very interesting and a great story in general. But we were down there for a different reason. We were there to talk to this guy, Wesley. He had an experience with essentially perhaps a spirit guide from a very young age. It manifested in the form of what many would consider, and his family did, an imaginary friend. And this sort of quote-unquote imaginary friend was a Native American man who really informed Wesley from a young age about certain important things about life. He taught them about a lot of Native American tradition. He taught him about a lot of survival techniques. He taught him how to track and find animals. And so Wesley developed all these skill sets as a child that were like, where's this kid kind of getting this from? It was very, very wild what he was able to do and the knowledge he possessed. And so we were following this story about some of the experiences he had with that and how it affected him. Well, at the same time, Wesley and his dad were the owners of this old hotel. And being paranormal folks, when anyone says this old hotel,
awful, awful,
you know what that entails. And so we're on the third story of this old hotel that has the remnants of turn of the century furniture in it. A lot of empty rooms, a lot of boarded up windows. It looks like the set of Scooby-Doo. And we're in there as Wesley starts showing us these spots in the hotel that he's had experiences with energy or seeing beings, seeing visages of ghosts, and walking through the darkest hallways that you could imagine. and feeling that coldness on the back of your neck, and feeling the sort of the rush of air as you move through empty room to empty room. And he takes us to this very interesting hallway. In this hallway is an empty room in which Wesley believes that these two entities are interacting with each other, that he can see, that are cruising up and down the hallway, going into this room. They're yelling at each other. It's sort of on repeat, but at the same time, these entities are aware of our presence and are starting to interact with Wesley.
Wow.
Greg, being a very seasoned paranormal investigator, which I was happy about. I don't know what I would felt if I was alone in this situation as just a dude. Greg, who's very skilled in this, started to be able to like coach Wesley a little bit in maybe like, hey, I think you might have a gift here. You might be seeing things that do have like some sort of presence or significance. Perhaps you should start trying to engage with them. Have you ever talked to them? Have you ever asked them what they need? Have you ever, given them your impression that you can actually see them and try to interact? And he really hadn't. He had for the most part closed down a lot of that in his life, being from a very small town, coal country in the hollers of West Virginia. That sort of thing is not always well looked upon from upstanding citizens of the community, right? There's a lot of judgment and a lot of shame associated with some of that. So he started to engage with these alleged entities while we were there, and he started to talk to them, and he started to tell them that, like, hey, this is me, blah blah blah. Anyway, we took a step out of the hallway. It was very emotional. Wesley was very emotional about it. And although I couldn't see anything at that time when we were standing in that hallway, I certainly felt just the anxiety of the situation, perhaps. I felt sort of activated by it. I felt it was more than, throw it back to R.L. Stine, it was more than just goosebumps.
Yeah.
It was something deeper. So we pulled ourselves out of that hallway, and we're in the center of this room, this empty room with one single lamp, surrounded by all these empty hotel rooms facing out towards us. And I'm looking down towards the hall that we just exited, looking over the shoulder of Wesley, who I'm now engaging with and asking about how he felt about that. And from beyond Wesley's shoulder, I see emerging from that same dark hallway the stereotypical ghostly outline of like a bust of a human man.
What?
Just slowly cruising towards that doorway and then fading out before he gets to the door. And it was could it have been a refraction of light? Could it have been a sort of a moving shadow of some sort, or a glare? Maybe. But at the same time, if it was, it looked like a man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It looked like spirit photography. It looked like every ghost sighting that you've ever heard of in your life is what it looked like. And it looked like what Wesley had said he was communicating with just moments before.
Wow.
So...
Is that the first time you've seen an apparition?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the first time I've seen one in that classic style. I mean, I've seen shadows, right? I've seen other things that I can't explain. I've seen, I think, ball lightning or an energy form before.
Whoa.
When I was a kid. But I've never seen something so crystalline, so detailed, so specific to that phenomenon. That would be my first time. And it's incidents like that keep stacking up every time I go out into the field, that keep defying what I think is real. And so that's why I say I don't know what I believe anymore.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh
That's
my
so funny.
God.
Like, that's also, I think it's very funny that you're like, I saw a man in a shadow man, and then you're like, but I don't know if I believe in them.
Yeah, I don't know yet. Oh.
That's like, being in love, you can experience it and then be like, I don't know if I believe in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of people have that.
Right. Yeah, it could be a personality disorder, to tell you the truth.
I think I've said on here before that I think ghosts are like crushes. That you're like, you read into it, like, I think someone's here.
Yeah,
oh
if you're
God.
like open to
Right.
it. Yeah, you
like,
did. It's such a perfect
You're just
analogy.
like, I
You're
think
just
someone likes me. I think someone's in my house.
if you're
Yeah.
open to it, they'll
Yeah.
come for you. But if not,
Yeah, you can't be too desperate.
but you can't be too desperate.
If you want it too bad, they won't come.
They will not come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
You're
like a
right.
crush.
I mean, you're not wrong by any stretch of the means. I mean, like, I think any researcher worth his weight would tell you that perhaps there is something to manifesting some of these energies, right?
Yeah.
And that just like that crush, or just like sort of leading yourself on a little bit, that it seems to work or operate with those same functions. It seems to come when you call, right? And
Yeah.
then just give you enough to make
Yeah.
you still question whether you're
Yeah.
sane or not, you know?
yeah.
They keep you on the line.
Yeah, they keep you really questioning your sanity. Thanks a lot.
Paranormal is a heartbreaker. Like, this whole thing, it breaks hearts. It doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. That's a really good story. Do you any other?
well, I have how did you? Yeah, what got you kind of into doing this podcast and stuff? You mentioned like as a kid or when you were younger, you saw like energy
Ball
form.
lightning or
Like, did something happen to you as a kid where you're like, oh shit, I got to figure this out? Or
Yeah.
yeah.
As a kid, I grew up in a family that things like perhaps psychic ability, things like ghosts, things like a connection to an afterlife were like sort of ever present. They were just, I feel like, a belief within the household, and they demonstrated that in different ways. One of the ways is that routinely I would watch my mom, who was doing something else in the house, walk over to the phone, pick it up, and start talking to my grandma. And being at my grandma's house and watching my grandma, she's in the kitchen, she's peeling a potato. Stop that, put the potato down, go to the phone, pick it up, and start talking to my mom.
Oh.
And this would happen without prompting all the time.
wow.
Like if not daily, several times a week. I'm sure it's probably happened, a couple times a day even. And this would be something that would just be common. Oh yeah. They're talking, or oh yeah. So my mom and my grandmother had such a strong psychic connection that that defied, again, like I just keep saying that because it's so ever present in terms of my rationality towards this phenomenon, is that it keeps sort of really changing the game for me in terms of what my beliefs are.
Yeah.
But I would see that all the time. And so that shaped really, I think, the corridors of this tunnel that I would then enter later in life. At the same time, I was fascinated by things like Art Bell. I listened to Art Bell from when I was a little kid, and he was on just 100 stations or something. And that really shaped me at an early age to question and consider and think about things that are not within the mainstream narrative, or perhaps something else is going on. The light, the ball of energy or light, is something that I actually just thought about a couple nights ago. So what's interesting about this process too, just a sidebar, is that the more I engage, I'll personalize this, the more I engage with this material, the more I unearth or remember things that were similar experiences that I at some point compartmentalized or put away.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of wrote off as like, I was tired or whatever.
Yeah, 100%. Or even things that were like, whoa, what the hell was that? But then you just
forget.
You just grow away from it.
Yeah.
You forget it. And what's interesting is I've always said that I think everybody has those moments. I think some folks are quicker to forget things. I think some folks are more ready to forget things than others. But it's interesting that I backlogged some of this stuff. I mean, I had even forgot about the example of my mom and grandma and their sort of seemingly psychic connection for a long time, until about last month, where it reoccurred to me that this was a thing that essentially I think affected how I viewed our relationship to reality.
Yeah.
Right. But this ball of energy was very strange. I'm going to give my shot recounting it. This will be the first time I've ever recounted it.
Okay,
verbally,
we're judging. We're going to judge you.
Yeah. Yeah, so forever holding my peace on this one. I would spend a lot of time with my great grandparents when I was a kid. They were essentially my babysitters when I was a little baby kid. I'd be dropped off there, so my parents could go to work, and my grandfather, who was a post World War II guy, my grandma, who was a fantastic, very in touch, empathetic woman. I felt as if I would never be judged there, and that I could be a kid, and that I could run. I can experience all these things as if somebody from a different generation, right? It was, you know how that feels when you go into an older person's home and you feel like I've just went back in time, like anything's possible. Yeah, that's what it felt like. But, I'm sitting there on their Davenport, as they called it by brand, and watching the TV, probably something on Nickelodeon, I'm sure. There was a ball of light that came from the back of me, which was the kitchen. The front room I was in was connected with the kitchen. The kitchen door is illuminated by this ball of light that flies over my shoulder and into the TV, and then just disappears.
Ew.
And it happened so fast. It happened with such intensity, such brilliant intensity, that I didn't react. I remember as a little kid sort of just sitting there for an extra few beats before I ran off to go try to find my grandma to let her, my great grandmother, to let her know what happened, or like ask her what was going on. And of course, I think they thought I was kidding around. They thought, so since then, I've talked to people, and I know that ball lightning is a thing, that folks can experience this geomagnetic, maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure. Or, it's some sort of maybe a magnetic energy. I don't know anything about it for sure. But again, it was one of those experiences when you see something that you can't explain, that is beyond norm, that injects itself with amount of ferocity into your space, that it can't be ignored at that time. That left an impression on me for a little while until I forgot about it.
Wait, I'm literally having a recovered memory right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Whoa. Have you had this happen to you? Were you watching Nick?
No. Shoot. In my hometown when I'm probably like 10 or 11, maybe a little younger, but I'm with my, I guess she's third cousin. Yes, my second. She's my third cousin, because she's my mom's first cousin's child. Right? Is that how that works?
I have no damn clue.
So I'm playing with my cousin Austin, who we were only 10 days apart, so we did play a lot, but we went to different schools, but we lived nearby. So we're behind her grandmother's house, so my great aunt. And there's like a big open pasture and then like thick woods behind it. And we're playing, and then all of a sudden we see like this ball of light just hovering out in the woods watching us.
No.
Like as I say watching us, I don't even know. But I remember the feeling of being like, that thing's coming toward us, and then it shot off.
What?
Yeah, wow.
I just remembered this.
Ooh.
But honestly, I really think that might be what got me into paranormal stuff too, because we would talk about it.
I one time saw lightning strike a mountaintop and a forest fire started.
Different thing.
Is that kind of the same thing?
I mean, it's definitely freaky.
Okay. Yeah, it was terrifying. I ran into my house. I was like, Mom, who do we call? It went out because it was a big storm, but it was wild.
Mom, what do we do when the world burns?
Yeah, I think you're supposed to call Ronnie James Dio, and he's supposed to start filming a music video right away.
Yes. I'll get my guitar. Yeah.
Quick, daughter, grab your guitar.
Yeah.
I mean, there is that possibility that a lot of these things are just like something natural that we don't understand yet. Like, I remember the first time I saw lightning hit water, and I was like, holy shit. It leaves it leaves a trail of smoke the shape that it was.
Wow. Crazy, right?
Like, that's crazy. Or like if it hits sand, it leaves glass.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like weird stuff like that. You're like, well, I guess if I didn't know what science was, then that would, but maybe one day science will be like, oh yeah, all this stuff is just something, and it no longer paranormal. But
do you think there's still like fruits that we have yet to learn about because we haven't peeled them? You know? I bet somewhere, right?
Betsy, that's fucking deep.
I just got fucking deep, you guys.
Do you think there are fruits that we haven't discovered because we have yet to peel them?
Yeah, because we don't. We look at this thing, we're like, well, that doesn't look like I want to eat it, so I'm not going to try.
First instinct is to squish something open.
Oh, I guess you're right.
It's true.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
It's true.
It's
or
true.
Hit it or throw it at someone. That's one too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anytime I find something remotely strange, I'm like, gotta crack this open.
Better smush it and try to eat it.
Guess I better put it in my
plenty
mouth.
of YouTube careers have been started on less.
It's
true. It's true. Jim, do you have time to listen to one of our listeners' ghost stories?
I do, yeah. I'd be very excited to.
Awesome.
All right, we're going to play it right now.
Okay.
There we go.
Hi, Marcy and Betsy. My name is Catherine, and I have a few stories to tell you. Two of these are about my sister. She is way more sensitive to the paranormal, to ghosts, than I am. But I did have one funny thing happen to me. Now, I grew up in the Delta in Mississippi. So my best friend growing up, her family is from Eunice. And so I used to go over there and go to Hammond and go to New Orleans all the time with my now husband. So my family lives in Vicksburg, Mississippi, which is on the water. It's a big, huge Civil War battleground. And my sister's neighborhood is on an old plantation. And there's a pond and lots of water energy. Well, my sister sees things, and her house is haunted as fuck. But she won't address it. She won't pay any attention to it. But she said she woke up one night wide awake, and saw a man passing through her room, going outside, like from the room through the wall to the outside, and he was wearing a uniform. She didn't say that it was like a Civil War uniform, but yeah. He was wearing a uniform, so he passed through, and he was just like a passenger. Another time she woke up at, 2:00 in the morning maybe, and heard operatic singing outside her house. 2:00 in the morning, operatic singing. She shot out of bed and went around the house. Now everybody's asleep. She has a huge family. Everybody was asleep. She was the only one awake, and she could hear it wherever she went. And she sat on the couch. She said she was freaked the fuck out for about an hour until it finally stopped.
Oh.
And so that is probably one of my favorite stories that she has told me. So one thing that happened to me is back in July, I was at my mother-in-law's house in Madison, Mississippi. And I was in the pool with my sister-in-law, and it was just the two of us out there. It was a perfect night. Felt so good outside. And you could hear the frogs and the tree frogs and all that good stuff. And there was no wind blowing at the time. Well, she has my mother-in-law outside her room that leads to the backyard. She has a floodlight, like a security light. And the next to it, across from it, is a wind chime. And so my sister-in-law and I were having a really deep discussion about life and paranormal and things like that, because we're both into all that. And I was telling her I do pendulum readings, and I was telling her about all of that. She goes, "I thought you were an atheist." I was like, "What? No, I'm not an atheist." I said, "I am definitely more spiritual. I don't consider myself a Christian anymore. And I was raised Baptist, and but I love to believe that there is just a magical force in the universe. There's something way beyond anything that we can comprehend." And all of a sudden, the floodlights come on, and at this point, I'm very animated. My arms are flying everywhere. The floodlight is not coming on. My arms are flying. At this point, I'm still, and the floodlight comes on, and the wind chimes start going. And both of us looked at each other like, "What the fuck?" And it was so funny. I was like, "Oh, hello there." There was no wind. There was absolutely no wind. And even when the wind did blow, the chimes weren't chiming nearly as hard as they were at that point. I was like, "Oh, that's all I need. That is all I need right now." How amazing. Also, I am a massage therapist, and I'm very just physically intuitive. And I was working on another massage therapist who is Wiccan. And she was over at my house, and I was just like helping her with something. And she said that as I was putting my hands on her and working on her, she could see blue and green, just like smoke almost, vapors coming out of her feet, which was actually very beautiful. And I wish I could see things like that. I really, really do. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to this. I absolutely love your podcast. I crack up all the time. And I wish I knew you guys personally, because oh my God, you guys are just fucking hilarious. And I love your stories, and I love your humor, and just everything that you guys do. Just keep up the great work. Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Wow, that was so nice of Catherine.
Oh my God. Thank you. That was awesome.
I laughed. Jim, did you hear it?
I did not want to interrupt, but I did not hear any of it.
No! We thought we figured it all out. Shit.
Jim, I'm so sorry. Can I email it to you? That way you can comment on it, or do you not have time?
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I would love to hear it, but I mean, what was it? What happened?
The whole time we were listening to a ghost story that someone sent us.
Oh, I mean, what happened in the ghost story?
We're talking like Civil War. I'm going to say a Civil War soldier ghost.
Yeah, we had...
and then opera singing.
Yes.
Her sister lives in a house where she's like, it's haunted as fuck.
Yeah.
But she won't say anything, and yeah.
And then she was talking about she was with her cousin or someone, and she was talking about that it was a windless night. And all of a sudden she was like, she's like, her cousin was like, "Do you believe in God?" She was like, "I thought you were an atheist." She's like, "No, I believe in the spirits and stuff." Then all of a sudden the floodlights went on, and the wind chimes started going crazy. And I think,
interesting.
I think that was Baptist God saying.
Baptist God be like, nuh-uh.
Yeah. You better believe in Baptist
Shoot,
God.
I'm so sorry. We thought we had it all sorted
I
out.
tested it earlier. I don't know how to work technology, Jim.
That's okay. I mean, listen, I can comment on just what you said, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, listen, if that's in the South,
Yes.
and
Yes, Mississippi.
she's referring to Civil War soldiers, that the South has many shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just say. I am spending so much more time down there than I ever thought I would for this show. I keep going down there. And the stories I'm covering, the phenomenon, really seem to be centered around these places that have experienced such a sort of a deep cut in terms of their historical significance and bloodshed and lives lost.
Yeah.
The South carries such blood in the dirt there that I don't think you can avoid that type of trauma playing a part in what some people are experiencing. And for example, New Orleans, there'll be specialty signs, and maybe you heard this. There's specialty signs on buildings from realtors that say not haunted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's fewer houses that are not haunted than pretty much all of them that are.
Yeah.
So
We're spooky people down there. That's where I'm from. Like, not New Orleans, but like we are spooky folk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's and then in addition to that, ghostly spirits manifesting into things like wind or elements. The elementals are a thing.
Yeah.
And it's these energies that really do display themselves as like sort of natural phenomenon in that way. So
She also told us about what she heard an operatic.
Her sister did.
Her sister heard.
You saw the soldier.
Heard this woman singing an opera for over an hour.
Yeah.
Like just heard operatic singing, and was like, "What is happening?"
Oh, that might be the scariest thing ever.
And
is somebody
rude.
singing opera in
Rude
real life.
and awesome. I mean,
Yes,
imagine trying to capture some of that on tape. Like, wow, you could lay that underneath a Diplo beat and just have a hit, probably.
Oh, hell yeah. I do love opera and then just a fun beat underneath
Like
it.
The Fifth Element.
Yeah. Give me everything from The Fifth Element. I'm in.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so that's really interesting. And the South is what part of the South are you from?
I'm from Louisiana. I'm from a little town called Watson in Livingston Parish, like in between Baton Rouge and Hammond, Louisiana.
Wow. Yeah, it's just so spooky down there.
I was just talking to my mom this morning about because I had like a psychic reading, and I was like, I know you don't believe in this, but I say she doesn't believe in it, and that's not like she does.
Yes.
But she doesn't want. Like, she thinks it's bad. Like, that's bad stuff.
Yes.
But she was like, "What?" Everything I told her, she's like, "I actually had a dream about that this week." And I was like,
Oh,
"But
my
yet you tell me it's not
goodness.
real." So
She's in tune. She's in tune. Oh, my
that's funny.
gosh.
well, Jim, we could talk to you forever.
Yeah.
But
Talk to you guys forever. This is great. Thank
this
you.
was so. You feel like a friend.
Yeah. If you're ever in LA, please hit us up.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll go do something spooky.
Yes.
I love it. I'm gonna hold you guys to
Yeah,
that.
please.
I'm in LA frequently.
Oh,
so.
great. Yeah.
Awesome. And Jim, tell our listeners where they can find all of your media out there.
Yeah, for sure. So Euphomet is spelled EUPHOMET, and you can find euphomet.com. You can find Euphomet on iTunes podcast, so you can rate, subscribe, and review that
Hell
stuff. But essentially, it's on every single podcast platform. And then social is the same at Euphomet. And then for me, the social seems to be it's a little bit more consistent from me because I kind of catalog my journeys and kind of what is going on behind the scenes with the show. And that's at It's Jim Perry across social. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much
was
for
awesome,
joining
Jim.
us. I
Thank you so much.
I want to ask you so many more questions, so we might have to do another one.
For sure.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Let's touch base soon.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
Jim.
much.
All right, bye.
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 thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy, and don't shit your pants!
That was a HeadGum podcast.